In light of my beloved Nebraska Cornhuskers getting throttled by Michigan yesterday, 45-17, I decided to put together a little video of why I still believe that the 1995 Nebraska Cornhuskers are the greatest college football team of all time, and I'm really not sure how anybody else can argue any different. Just to refresh your memory, that team went 12-0 and won its second consecutive national title by throttling Florida 62-24 in the national title game. And Florida was extremely talented that year. They were undefeated going into that game and went on to win the national title the following year. And it was one of the worst blowouts in championship history in any sport. From that team, Nebraska had 27 players that went on to play in the NFL. That year, they had 3 first-team All-Americans, 1 second-team All-American, 2 third-team All-Americans, and 3 honorable mention All-Americans. And on the All-Big 8 first team that year, 11 of the 22 players were on the first team were from Nebraska. So half the team that year was made up solely of the Nebraska players. One of the most prolific offenses I've ever seen, and in this era of spread offenses where people like to spread it out and throw it, Nebraska put up the same stats that people are putting nowadays by running the ball. They averaged 53 points a game, led the nation in scoring, was second in the nation in total offense, first in rushing. They averaged 399.8 yards a game running the ball. In the national title game alone, they ran for 524, which is absurd against another top-ranked opponent. That game, they put up 629 yards of total offense against Florida, and Florida was just completely outmatched. And I haven't seen a team, at the college level, and I know I am biased because I'm a Nebraska fan, but I haven't seen a team at the college level that's come close to dominating the way Nebraska has. Looking at some of the statistics, even now blow me away that Nebraska actually never trailed at halftime that year. They only trailed 3 times all year, and by the end of the second quarter, they were ahead in every single game, and did that every single game of the year. They also had 4 wins that year against four teams that finished inside the AP top 10 in the final poll. No team in college football history has ever had a resume like that, even to this day. And those 4 teams, Colorado, Kansas State, and Florida, Nebraska outscored them 196-73, which is just extremely impressive. Coach Tom Osborne will agree that it's probably the best team he's ever had. And I'm a little bitter that our current squad keeps struggling to beat opponents I think they ought to beat. They're not playing consistently at a high level. I don't think that Taylor Martinez is necessarily the problem. He's actually played better as of late. He's only a sophomore. He's still learning. The defense hasn't been very good this year. They aren't stopping the run. They're not stopping the pass. The defense we've had the last couple of years under Bo Pelini have been in the top 10 in the country, and this defense isn't even close. So I think Nebraska fans, don't need to give up hope just yet, but I think there do need to be some changes made, preferably, on the offensive side of the ball. I'm not real sure about Tim Beck's play calling. But I'm not willing to jump ship just yet. I'd like to see another year with this same group. We have, a lot of the offensive skill people returning next year, losing some offensive linemen, but I think they're going to continue to gel. Defensively, though, I don't see how they're going to be any better next year. They're losing their best two best defenders in Alfonso Dennard, who will arguably be a first-round NFL draft pick, and Levante David, who's going to go down as one of the most prolific linebackers in the history of Nebraska. So it's looking pretty bleak on the defensive side of the ball, and I'm not one to question Bo Pelini and his expertise, but I think there need to be some changes made to hopefully get back to where we want to be. And until then, I'm just going to have to keep watching my old game tapes of the 1995 Huskers and hoping for the best.